Welcome. It's me casting again. Okay. I don't get why I feel the need to make every intro and outro weird, but it's been a thing for as long as I have casted games, so I might as well keep it going. Here we have a much lower elo than last episode. I was just trying to find whatever enclosed game I could, and this was the only one that was actually rated. All the others, at least one of the players was in their placement matches, and the other had like double the amount of losses that they had win. So, not exactly promising in terms of an even match. So I didn't watch those. But we have Kano 2411 in red playing Slav and Mr. Unorthodox playing as the Italians in blue, who for some reason built 3 houses. Still not sure as to why. Red only built the standard 2 houses and is pushing deer at 900 elo. This is one of 3 people that I have seen do that. The other 2 are me and my friend I've casted before. And he only ever did that because I told him he should. So, pretty cool to see, actually. A rare breed. Not many people are 900 are going to be pushing deer. Red did kind of pay because Red was trying to push this one.
Да.
Was starting to push this one at the same time that they lured this elephant here, so the elephant is slightly out from under the TC, but it's still pretty good. Didn't lose a villager. Garrisoned it even. Has a very odd build order though. Is just now going on wood. Both of these players have interesting starts. But Red is also scouting with herdables, which not many 900s do. This is... well... Okay. Shut up. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Capture Age. Please, never speak to me again, Water Buffalo. Okay. So, Red is getting very good scouting here with these Water Buffalo, and is using the free time that this scout has to push the deer. Surprised this elephant isn't eaten already. Jeez. Taking a while. Red's gonna make sure that elephant does end up under the TC this time. So that will be very efficient. And Blue's first one was all the way outside of it, but this one's closer, still not the best. Are the animals louder these days? Shut up! I can't even hear myself over them. Jeez. I mean, listen to that. Obnoxious. I did notice, as I was watching back the last episode, I used my recording software to record an audition for something. So I did mess around with the settings to get the best audio for that audition. And that meant my voice was actually a lot quieter than the game sounds last time. You could still hear me when a lot of stuff was happening, but I was being kind of covered. It was like we were at about the same volume, and you had to kind of struggle to hear me, even if it was possible. So this time around I have turn down the volume in capture age in the hopes that I am a little more loud compared to capture age. Because at some point my microphone got quieter, and I don't really know when that was. Because I didn't change the volume of the microphone at any point. I could always turn it up. It's only at 100%, and I can turn it up to like 200% in the software. But I didn't do that. So maybe I'll do that if I'm also quiet this time around. Blue has been able to click up for a while now. Especially because Blue is Italians, and they get cheaper up costs. And Blue has been able to click up from the time Red clicked up. But Blue is not looking to do that, I guess. And Red's going to, I think, accidentally block Blue from completing that wall. Blue will not be able to place that house there. And Red attacks the villager. Yeah, you can't really fight both of them. Red does know that Blue's trying to put a wall here, though. Red is actually very good for this elo. Red has very good awareness. Blue's just now clicked up, but Red's got a far quicker uptime. Has saved the herdables, a lot of the herdables, to feudal age. Does only have 1 on berries, but I do that sometimes too. I'm 1300, so. Yeah, I'm not liking how it's looking for Blue, honestly. Blue has too many on berries, too many on gold for Dark Age. I mean, this could be a fast castle. This could be, you know, Blue's take on the fast castle build. No, don't you love it when it looks like the villagers are like inside the building they're building? Or on top of it? Red, I'm pretty impressed by Red. Red was, I don't know if anything got inefficient at home, like maybe that happened while Red was doing it, but Red was microing the scout pretty well to just, you know, annoy Blue. But Red does now have 3 herdables killed at the same time, so there are some cracks in the armor. Okay. No idea what that freeze was about. That's cool. I thought capture age crashed for a second. Red does get 1 villager. There's another weak villager there. I don't know if Red, I don't think Red spotted it. I don't know what elo it really starts, but you know, as people get better, they begin to hover over villagers to kind of check their health, see if they can get a quick, easy snipe. And if Red had done that, I think both of those weak villagers there would be dead. Because I think Red's got the micro. Just would have had to know, oh, I can run in there and take those 2. One thing I don't like from Red here is the mining camp with nobody on gold. At least like 2 or 3 would be good because, well, okay, as I say that, 3 come out. So Red will eventually have enough gold to go up, and it's not really a necessity right now because Red's making scouts, but Blue has just been stockpiling resources and is actually going to get up quicker with a lot still floating, actually. Blue's still got herdables. I don't know where they're getting all these. I guess Blue put all of their villagers on berries, so that's why there's still herdables. And Red's gonna be a little disappointed when he runs on in with 6 scouts, even, and there's no more villagers outside the walls. Blue's getting all sorts of economy upgrades, but the only things out here are the researching buildings. Red will obviously be confused. I don't really get what Blue's goal here is with the gold villagers. It would be a lot better to still have some villagers on gold. What's going to happen when you run out of that 269 gold? That is a bit too far. Wait. Oh, Blue accidentally opened that for Red. Red didn't notice that. That would have been very lucky. He has. But the gate melts either way. Even the scouts. This is why you don't build palisade gates. You just delete the palisade wall. That's actually gonna keep it up. But that's very inefficient, and you can't keep repairing. You can't have that many villagers constantly repairing because then your economy sucks. Especially when you're still 6 villagers down. And Red can finally go up now, but doesn't have the building and gets wheelbarrow. So it's gonna take a while, and 2 scouts die there. So Red isn't gonna find any damage with those guys. And it's gonna be another 45 seconds before Red can. Blue expanding. That's a pretty nice TC. You've got a lot of gold there. Stone on the other side. 1 tree. You know, I feel like usually the outer wood lines on enclosed are a little larger. Like the main goal is the middle wood line, of course, that's why it's so big, but I really feel like these are some pretty tiny wood lines. Those 2 are pretty good. Like this one? What is that? That's just sad. Blue's finally adding farm. Maybe stayed on the herdables a little too long, because the middle of Castle Age is usually, not how late you want to be adding farms. Red's been on farms for quite a while now. I'm gonna go archers? As Slav? I do not like this. Now, Slavs, it's very hard to know what to do with Slavs because they're an interesting civ at best. Those are the nicest words I have for them. They're very interesting. But you usually want to go siege and knights and monks, and that combination is usually pretty good for Slavs, because their knights and monks protect the siege, and their siege is good and cheap and stuff. So usually you see Slavs players going for that. Red, I think, just isn't going for archers, just wanted one of every building. So that's my bad. I'm obviously not seeing the vision here. Oh, Red does lose 2 scouts to the TC, but does manage to get a villager. I missed all that. Expands out here. 3 bits of... Okay, so this does seem good, but it is actually bad, because you could have it on the gold here and just build mining camps for these stones, right? Instead, you've put it in an equally bad position for the gold and both of the stones. So, while it's not too far away from all three of them, you could have had it right next to one of them, and it would have been a lot more efficient. Which is why, usually, these kinds of mining camps and TCs aren't seen, past, like, 1,000 elo. Usually it's like 900. Like, I'm surprised by some of the things that Red is good at, and some of the things that Red, could work at. I think, like, you know, Red's good at the unit control, I'd say, so far, other than what happened over here, but that was for Villager, so... I would say it's worth it if I did that. Maybe just to cope with the fact that I lost 2 scouts, but I would still say it's worth it. I think Red's pretty decent with unit control, other than that, and the overall strategy could be, I mean, Red's getting blacksmith upgrades for units he's never even made, and doesn't even have. Like, blast furnace, iron casting for 4 scouts. Not worth it. Fletching. You don't need fletching. So that's what I mean here. Red could work on the strategy aspects, only going for what you need to go. Especially with all of the military buildings here. At least one of each. Red already had a barracks, didn't need 2 more. Slav infantry is also good. Gets another villager. So, decent. I want to see more aggression from Red. I want to see more... Like, Red seems very indecisive here. Red has made every military building. A market, a blacksmith, 3 TCs. But it's just getting a bunch of upgrades now. Isn't actually making any units. But why get the upgrades if you're not gonna have the units? You know? Oh my god. I want to zoom in one tiny bit, and then my finger slips, and now there are 20 pixels on my screen. Red's starting to over-chop in his base, and blue kind of is too. Blue's got a lot of farm space in there. And blue went from having very few farms compared to red to having... Sorry about that. That was a yawn. Blue went from having very few farms to having actually quite a lot. 30 on food right now. Those knights kill that scout. And that scout as well. Why were red scouts chasing the blue knights? Ooh, okay. Red's gonna go bowyer. They are good against the nightline, but they're expensive, and battalions get Jinui's crossbowmen, which are an insane counter to Boyar. Like, you know, you get maybe 20, 25 Jinui's crossbowmen, they one-shot any cavalry unit that's gonna come at them other than elephants. It's very good. It's a very good unit. Red might want to do something about that palisade gate. 2 or 3 more knights and that thing goes down before he can repair it. I really like the spread of houses here from blue. It's very me. I think I do this every game to much smaller degree. But blue's just making sure he doesn't get housed for the rest of the game, and I respect it. Red's gone for pikemen and bodkin. Again, please don't get the range upgrades. There's no use for them at the moment. If you had a lot of castles, sure, but you don't yet. That is a few good kills for Blue. Payback for all the villagers Reds managed to snipe. Blue does have a slight villager lead. Actually, a pretty big one. 8 villagers is quite a bit. That's not going to be easy to catch up to, especially if Blue keeps TCs running and Red doesn't. More knights just keep coming. Blue's sending out little waves of them. And is going to add 2 more TCs. And these are, ooh, they're really good TCs, actually. Okay. Blue's doing well. I like Blue's position. Blue has been able to go up for a while. I've just noticed. Blue has more than enough resources. Red is about to be able to click up. Red can click up now. They can both go up. It's a matter of who notices first. And he's gonna get detonets, which Red does click up first. Now detonets is I think the one that makes your castles cheaper. Whereas that Druzhina is the one that gives Slav infantry trample damage. Very powerful. But detonets is nice because it makes castles very cheap. So Red's gonna be able to have a lot of castles in the future. I guess for more Boyar production, because that seems to be the main unit Red's gonna make. And Blue is... okay. I do not like that one. A very small bit of stone to be putting a TC on. Sounds good. The one problem with this many TCs is that there's no way Blue's keeping all of these running. There's absolutely no way, and Blue's just clicked up. Blue finally noticed and is getting handcart. So we're gonna see Blue have these 7 TCs up, which this is the largest amount of TCs I've seen in the game since that one game with the Kumans player who was like a big jerk to the opponent. Who was like Tutors maybe? Yeah, it was Tutors because it was like the best game I've ever seen. It had a story arc and everything. Oh, by the way, I mean, we have to give some sort of award to this villager. She has built this entire neighborhood by herself, and is probably still going to be building these houses by the end of the game. She had to do all this work by herself. This lady's coming in trying to steal her credit. She's going to brag to all these guys. Hey, I built all these houses by myself. I mean, did you see this row until I started building this row? No, you didn't. Oh, who, Melinda? No, she didn't do anything. She just kind of sat and ate potato chips. Where I, Bethany, I built this entire neighborhood from the ground up. And you know, those two, they hate each other. They do anything to one another. Oh, and while I was looking at the villagers, Red's got a pretty big army. See, Red, I was following you with the Boyars, okay? And the Boyars and the pikemen made sense. Maybe a little bit of overinvestment is the word I'm looking for. Overinvestment, but you know, it makes sense. The unit choice makes sense. I am afraid I don't understand the skirmisher choice. I don't understand it. Actually, I'm going to zoom in on them again. Alright. Yeah. Oh, I did figure out how to follow a unit. So, we can follow this monk around. Alright, that was kind of lame.
К вашим услугам.
They're both an imp. Blue's going for Cavalier. Now, the choice to go Cavalry as Italians is kind of funny because they don't get Paladin. But they do get fully upgraded Cavaliers, so definitely not the worst Cavalry in the game. But usually you want to go Archers with Italians, and Blue's going to wish that he had gone for the Genoese Crossbowmen, because that would take out this whole army. It wouldn't even be a challenge. You could get Castle Age Genoese Crossbowmen and still take out these Boyars with and they don't have the Imp armor, so yeah. They're not elite and they don't have the Imp armor yet. And okay. Now Blue is going to switch into Crossbowmen, but it's really the Genoese Crossbowmen that you need here because Boyars do have relatively high pierce armor. It's not the best, but it's still pretty high. And with that many, you're gonna want the bonus damage from the Genoese crossbow, the unique units. But Blue does know what he's doing, switching into crossbow, because he's making diversity, which he already had. Red's gonna push from the side down here, putting up a castle, which is a great way to just immediately make her position here. And Blue obviously does not know about the pikemen, the Halbs and the Boyar that are down there, and is going to make a run for the treads. And yeah, immediately backs off. Trouble. Bracer is coming in. I don't think Chemistry is not in yet. So that's not good. Elite Boyar is coming in. That's pretty expensive. Oh, they still aren't showing. Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. At some point, we made some money. Oh, that's a good bad fight. That's a good fight. At the moment, I don't know if I can actually do turtle for this fight. I should be able to, but at the same time, I don't know. That's a lot of dead foolishness. Oh. Well, Blue has no chance. Blue needed Genoese crossbow. Yeah. No, you did, Blue. It is good you're aware of that. That is unfortunate for Blue, though. Well, can't fix stupid GG. Blue took that surprisingly well. Self-deprecation.
Askatov.
Always cool. Like, not cool, but you know, better than making fun of your enemy for winning. Right. I mean, Blue did stay true to his name. He did go for the Unorthodox army comp, but it didn't work. Didn't work, obviously. I mean, that might be one of the worst fights I have seen. Like one of the most one-sided fights I've ever seen. Only rivaled by the Teutonic Knights versus Hussar that I saw in that game I was talking about earlier. Pretty sure it was episode 35. Or no, maybe it was 36. There were these two back-to-back games that were both over an hour long that I made the mistake of casting in the same night. One was a recorded game from my friend. So I did that, and then I was like, I want to do another one. I was hoping it would be quick, and then it turned out to be longer than the one I casted from him. But it was the best game I've ever seen. So that was the one upside.
К вашим услугам.
And I'll be honest, they're probably a bit of a pain to sit through. They're both
Fine.
over an hour long.
Presto.
I said that already, but an hour of me talking can get annoying. So if you like that, I guess you can go watch those, but I recommend entirely. But if you watch this video, thank you. And go unorthodox your Mr. Underscore.